Alright, it's time. Time to record another video and say stuff. And okay, so I was planning and hoping to add some more polish, sound effects and visuals and stuff, but the reality is it's 9 p.m. Past 9 p.m., almost like 9:30, and I want to finish this by the end of today. As usual, I overestimated the amount of work it did, and also I just went out of a conversation with someone and it made me a bit mad. And don't don't you worry. Next week will be more polished. I hope. Maybe not. There are no promises. I have big dreams for this year. I mean, actually, they're smaller than previous years, but this time they're big, achievable dreams. Um, I've realized that trying to make like super good videos like I have the vision for in this channel, I just can't. I do not enjoy it. Not yet, at least. Maybe I will find a way to enjoy it, but I don't. But I keep being nagged to create videos. I like it. I like I like the possibility of making videos. So I've decided to start simple, get over the fact that I'm afraid that people will be like, these videos are bad, and I'll be like, yeah, they are. That's my biggest fear. It's just randomly posting, but since it's a fear, I need to get over it, and I think I will this year. So I am not quite committing, but I am doing my best to publish a video every week this year. What I also like about this year is that January 1st was a Monday, so it's actually very easy to keep track of weeks. No, maybe not, that's really true, but I still think it's neat, okay? So that's why I'm like, yeah, maybe this year I will just publish a video every year. I will not worry too much about like, it has to be a good video. No. The idea here is that I just share what I experienced in the week when I make the video. So, a couple of reasons why I'm doing it like this. The primary reason is because I think I would enjoy that. I would be like, at the end of the year, I could look back and see all the things I did and would like, I did so much this year. Or so little, but I don't think I will do little, okay? The reason I frame it like this is like, okay, there is a reason to do this just for yourself. Like, there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to do that because people will look at it and be like, this is useless to me. But again, this is a good way to to get over that fear. So that's why I'm doing it like this. It's a good motivator for me to actually create videos. I don't have to worry what other people think because I've already accepted it is not really gonna be interesting to most other people. This is just mostly for me. But hey, if you are one of those people who are just like, hey, what the hell does Ruben do in his everyday life? Then this will be the best year for you. Wow, I'm jealous. So yeah, it starts simple. That way it's easier to maintain, improve stuff, like see stuff I don't like about video making, and have an easier feel for like what's missing, stuff like that. So that's why I'm starting simple. Just say what I did that week. I'm hoping to do at least some slight editing, so it's a bit more interesting, but bare minimum, just share what I did in the week. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. So let's get started, right? So last week or so, a very good friend of mine sent a really nice comment saying, the new year will be amazing to you and you will reach even higher heights than before. So hey, isn't that a good premonition for the year of video making? I think it is. So thank you, friend, for sending me that message. Good motivator, good start of this challenge and being like, yes, let's do this. Let's talk a bit about KigyoDev, shall we? I reviewed a game of theirs, like Locked, last year, which is one of my most popular videos. And let's talk more about him, because he did a reflection of last year. He's like a game developer in the making. I mean, he has developed several games already, but he has one big project he wants to publish. And he also posts updates every so often. And he did a real nice one. Two actually real nice ones last year, at the end of last year. In one, he basically said how in the beginning of 2023, his server was barely active and such. But once he released the game Locked, which I reviewed, and I mean, he already created it before, but this time he released it on the platform Steam, and that got him a whole lot more people. And he shares how grateful he is about new people joining and his Discord server being so active. And I think that's so nice. And also I think it's so nice because I feel like I'm not the only one responsible, but I feel like I played a big part in that. And that's so meaningful to me that this game dev is like a little bit more productive or happier about his work because I'm part of it. So that's real nice. What's also real nice is in the thumbnail of one of his earlier posts, in his review posts, in this game he's working on, he has this one character which I really love, and I was like, oh, all I want for Christmas is this character in a Santa suit, and he did that. He did that, and he even admitted that it was my idea, which is so nice. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy that I, that he does that and stuff. It's the greatest. I feel like being part of his community makes my life so much more meaningful, right? He also recently, in one of his recent updates, he has like a escape room. And one of the escape rooms, you see like a scoreboard. And it has my gamer tag in the scoreboard as an Easter egg. I mean, I would show it, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to because it's still behind a paid wall thingy to access the beta. But yeah, it's me, and I'm there as a reference. Oh my god, I am referenced in the game. Isn't that the best thing ever? I think it is, honestly. And yeah, he listens to his community so often, and if you provide feedback, he does so. And I often stream his new updates in his Discord server. And because I announced I was gonna stream in his Discord server, he put into work to make like a updated version with bug fixes and specific things. Like for me specifically. He at least that's what he said. It's like this is your game version or something like that. You understand how this makes me so happy? It's like, wow, this game dev, all this work it's not just from me, but honestly sometimes it really feels like it's just from me, and that's why I keep supporting him, because he's just a great guy. And I think he also said in one of his posts, like, I want my games to allow people to be better people and happier people. Yeah, he definitely has had that effect on me. And also, like, if you suggest like emojis for his Discord server, he takes that into account. If you suggest dialogue to be added in this game, he does take that into account. Like, both of those have happened this week. Wow, this was a really productive week for me, at least in contributing to his game. Another thing that happened this week is that I tried Daylio. It's a basically diary thing where you keep track of everything you do. The reason I started using this is because I had the idea of reviewing each week with these videos, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need something to keep track of every day in my week so I can easier refresh what I did that week. And so I chose Daylio because a friend was like, it's a good app, and I trusted her. And it's really good. I mean, I've only been using it for like 4 days or something like that. But I like how flexible it is. Like, you just press one button, and then you decide what mood you're in. You see, like happy, meh, bad, really bad, and stuff like that. And that's the bare minimum to complete a day. That's the absolute minimum. That's so easy. But you can do a lot more stuff. Then you can have like buttons for what you did. Like, you don't have to type it all out. You have to type it out once, and then you can reuse all the things you do often. Like, I played a game, or I hung out with these people, and stuff like that. And you just like tap, tap. You don't have to type. You tap those things. Okay, those are the things I did that day. Good. And you completed your day, and it's pretty detailed, and it's very it's in a well overviewed timeline. Like, it goes chronologically. Yeah, you can always add like more detailed notes if you have to, but it's optional. It's the best thing. You can make it as detailed as you want, as you feel like. Like, sometimes you feel like, I don't really wanna, I don't feel like tracking all this stuff, and you don't have to. Which, if you want to go in depth, you really can go in depth. So yeah, I love that. Good depth, thanks. Daylio is good. I've also been nearing the end of this game called Zero Escape. It's a visual novel style of game, which I've been really into since I started exploring visual novels last year. I've been going through them bit by bit, and I think this one is my favorite one so far. It's so awesome. It's just funny, I didn't expect it, because basically it's like you solve escape rooms, but there's like a deadly threat. It almost sounds like Saw. I think that's the most popular example, but it's like, I don't know, it sounds weird because it's like, oh, it's so cheesy, solving escape rooms, but there's a death threat, a real death threat. I don't know, it sounds so cheesy when I first heard of it. But I played the game, and wow, I know I really like it. Like, a lot of things is explained why they are the way they are, and I just I love a lot of the characters, and I also love, like, you can do a lot of predictioning in that game. Is that a word? Like, predicting what will happen. It's really funny because it's like the theme of the game is like the nonary game. It's like nonary as in 9. And almost everything comes down to 9. Like, the sum of these things, 9. And this, oh, that's 9. You have 9 hours, there are 9 rooms, there are 9 people. Everything is 9. It's so funny. So, yeah, and you can be like, oh, if this character did this, that makes 9s. So maybe that's what happened. And oh, there's so many twists. And I'm nearing the end of the game, and I'm liking it. And one thing I also really like is it talks about like this concept of how everything is connected, which I really like. Like, it tells like several stories. Like, one example I recall is like, it was an experiment done with rats, and they had to pick one answer to escape a certain trap. And the more they did that test, the faster the rats knew the answer to their trap or their little escape room, I guess. But it's not the same rats that were tested. It were rats that were unrelated to those previous rats. I'm not sure if the story is true. I hope it's true. But when I looked up one of these stories, it showed like the game Zero Escape. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just made up story. But anyway, it's still it's neat. Like, the more they let these rats practice and know the answer, the more rats around the entire globe knew the answer, even if they weren't put through the test. It's because these rats know, all the other rats know, and it's like, oh, and there's more examples like that. Like, another example is like a certain material is never found in a certain crystallized position. But once the scientist made it in this specific position, like suddenly all over the world that material started to crystallize in this certain position or something like that. And it's like I think that's so neat. And even if it's not true, I hope it's true. But it's like I don't know. It shows us how much everything is connected and stuff, even if you can't really see it. Even if you can't explain it logically, it's still like, yes, it it does have an effect on the entire world. If even if just you are experiencing it, you can affect other people. And it's also the other way around. Like if a lot of people are experiencing a certain thing that actually affects you, even if you're not there. I think that's neat. I think it's true, even though there's not a lot of evidence on it, but it's neat. And last thing I want to talk about is that I finally started training a bit again. So usually I run 2 times a week for 30 minutes. But unfortunately, I got a leg injury a couple months back, so I wasn't able to do so. And it just didn't heal. And I even had like an MRI scan, but the doctors are not seeing anything. They're like, you just need to rest it. But yesterday I tried to go on an epileptic, is that how you call it? Epileptic trainer? Like those weird thingies you use your feet and hands for. And those should be less training on the joints. And it really helped. I did not feel any pain. So yeah, I think I can start exercising regularly again, which is nice. It's not gonna be running. I will build up to running hopefully, but yeah. So yeah, that was my week. Quite busy. And I have only a couple more hours left because I've been so busy, but I am sure I will finish it. So, if you made it this far, thank you for listening and hopefully see you next week. Bye bye.